where you're supposed to be starting. There we go. That's much better. What's y'all? Episode 22, Crosswalk. Man, we got a whole lot to talk about. But I mean, that first little scene jumped right on into it. But before we jump into that, man, how you doing, bro? How was the weekend?
Man, I'm good. You know, we had a lot of good sporting events going on. Had UFC Vegas 110, Game 7 of the World Series, NFL, college football, all around. It was a great weekend, but there was a downside to it, and we're gonna touch on it pretty quick.
Yeah, man. So for anybody that watched the UFC, obviously it wasn't the most well-known or biggest card, but you know, for us diehards, it's what we're gonna watch. We're gonna watch it every time. And the Isaac Delgarian against Yadier, what's his last name?
Delvalle or something like that. Yeah.
So that fight, first of all, who did you pick in that fight?
So I went Delvalle, and I don't know if you was peeping the group chat. Like I told y'all like literally maybe an hour or two before the card, I was like, hey, it's people talking about it on X about all this movement in that fight. So just be alert. Like I think round one finished by Delvalle went from plus 850 to like plus 150 or something like that.
Yeah, you did say something about it, and obviously it was too late to change my pick because I sure would have. But man, I mean, like, dude, like, what is going on? Like, I mean, we already went through this. I thought we already went through this. I thought this was sorted out. You know, like what's happening right now?
So I'm a peel it back and then I'll bring it back a little bit. So if you think about it, we just had this whole gambling thing, organized crime thing in the NBA.
Yeah.
Now the NBA players are multimillionaires and they are getting into gambling and organized crime. You trying to tell me UFC fighters that are making a fraction of that, the overwhelming majority aren't going to get paid like that? Of course, there are going to be some guys that are going to accept, you know, taking a dive, like money here and there. And, you know, organized crime, gambling, and sports, man, it goes back to the early days of sports, unfortunately. And it's just going to take a lot of oversight and just having to stay on top of it, man, to get it out of the sport.
Yeah, man. I mean, you're right. Like the money is a big part of it. I will say, like, in watching the fight, it's weird because DC almost seemed like the one that went out the obvious, where we're like, you know, he's really not defending like somebody who's quote unquote dominant grappler type of person. You know what I'm saying? So like it was kind of telling, but you know, it wasn't like the last time when you know, the dude was obviously hurt. So
yeah, the Derek Minner guy. Yeah, I remember that one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I saw a couple of things online. So let's see if I can show it. So this is the first one that the FBI got notified of the fight or the abnormal action on the line movement, and that they flagged over 100 UFC fights just this year for abnormal betting patterns. And then this other one that the mobile customers that lost bets or lost money on the bets, they'll receive cash within 24 hours of that time period. So, I mean, the fact that they're giving them their money back right there is kind of nuts. That lets you know that they're like, "Ooh, I think we fucked up."
Because they never give the money back now. They never give the money back.
No, they'll never get the money back. They like, you know, they just lost. But like, bruh. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what y'all think in the chat, but like, what should the UFC do to kind of fix this up, or you know, like, do they care? I ain't heard Dana come out and say nothing. I know that they cut old boy Isaac, but like, you know, is this another example of Dana not paying attention and not really caring?
don't know. I mean, hindsight's 2020, especially when it came out that the UFC got notified by the FBI before the fight, and then they still allowed the fight to go on. I think that if that piece of the puzzle didn't come out, I don't think it would be as bad. And then on top of it, some of the other stuff that came out, I think there's like maybe 100 more decisions or fights that the FBI is looking at and getting into. And this is going to be a case we're going to have to follow for a while, because it seems like this is just, as you peel back the layers, it's just more and more to it.
Yeah, so it looks like the hardcore hater. First of all, shout out to you for jumping in here. Appreciate you coming through. He said that the UFC made a statement and it's a typical non-answer, which, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, they can't really just be coming out here saying too much, especially when they're not in control of it. Like they got these people who, they go in there with their own agendas, and, they may or may not win, but it's odd. It was odd. Do you think that the UFC, as far as like the executive or the people that make the decisions, the Dana Whites, the Mick Maynard, Sean Shelby, all those dudes, are they losing control of the UFC?
Okay, so as with anything, when people have power, nobody wants to give any of it away. And if you think about it, man, the UFC has just been under attack from a few different angles. So the whole them getting sued about fighter pay and that being in the news, and them trying to, dance around that topic and that issue. And now this, man, it just seems like they got to do a lot of damage control, and it's just one thing after the other. You know what I mean? And obviously they don't want that in the sport, but it's just it's a part of it that every sport got to deal with. You got to deal with some of this shady stuff, and you got to do everything you can to try and get it out of the sport.
Yeah. And I agree with hardcore hater. They could have and should have pulled the fight.
Facts.
And Chris Cushman says, crazy to throw away your career and reputation over money. It blows my mind. I mean, 100%. Like, that dude, like, he's good. Like, he's a good fighter. For him to, take the short money, and now there's no way that he's coming back. He can't.
Nope.
So, I don't know, man. Like, that's bizarre, man. And it kind of put a stain on what could have been something that was really celebrating what Steve Garcia was able to do as a main event fighter. So after that, going into that fight, is that what you thought that Steve Garcia was going to do?
I was definitely not expecting to be one-way traffic like that. Like, I thought Onama and him would kind of be just a all-out war. And then I was expecting really something where it was like Onama versus Nate Landwehr, where it was just back and forth. Both guys were having success, but man, Steve Garcia went in there and he did not play around. He got David Onama out of there in a hurry.
Yeah, man. It just seemed like he never respected anything that was coming back at him. And I don't know if Onama got like overwhelmed by the moment, him being in a main event. But he just never seemed like he was into the fight at all. He just never got out of first gear. And once he got really hit, it changed everything. And he just thought he wasn't firing anything back. His corner was trying to tell him, tells that Steve Garcia was giving him, that he wasn't doing anything. And Onama was a really tough dude, like, as evidenced in, some of those fights like Landwehr. But nothing. Like, he just fell apart.
It kind of looked like the very first time he got touched at all, he was like, nah, I don't want to mix it up with this dude. And then it's kind of like Steve Garcia could sense it. He was like, oh yeah, he don't like that at all. So let me just put this pressure on him, get him up against the cage, and then just let me just beat him up.
Yeah. And he seemed like he was okay to go ahead and take that L, like, as soon as he got hit. So what do you think is next for Steve Garcia? I mean, like, what is that? Is that 6 in a row now?
Mm-hmm.
7 in a row, 6 or 7, 6.
Yeah, featherweight is just it's in an interesting spot because I mean you got quite a few guys that have valid reasons for getting a title shot. You got Lerone Murphy, definitely warranted of a title shot. Diego Lopez right there as well, just coming off that brutal finish of and then we also got Movsar Evloev, still undefeated at the top of the division. Hasn't fought in forever, but still undefeated in the division. And now you got Steve Garcia injecting himself into the division. Moody points out Yusuf Zalal, that's another name.
Yeah, he was
and
right
I mean,
there. I was gonna call out too.
Exactly. Like Yusuf Zalal sounds good, but with the whole Volk and Lerone Murphy thing, maybe Diego Lopez gotta fight another killer, and then maybe maybe the winner of that's like a number one contender fight. The winner of that gets the next title fight.
Yeah. The name that popped in my head, and Jourdain is not gonna like this one, but Arnold Allen, man, that's the one I want to see. I want to see Steve Garcia and Arnold Allen. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I see you, Westy, man. How are there 45 people? I don't know.
Get the likes up. Get the likes up. You hear? Get the likes up.
For sure. I appreciate whoever's watching, man. If we got 47, 7, it's all good. 2, it's all good. For sure. But yeah, man, I want to see Steve Garcia get tested. I thought that's what was going to happen here, but yeah, no. I mean, I think that the Yusuf Zalal thing is cool, and I think that would have been good if he called him out. I can appreciate what he did with the call out, calling out Max Holloway. That's cool, and don't get me wrong, I think that would actually be a really good fight, but it's not as high profile as a BMF fight should be, because of Steve Garcia doesn't have a name like that. But I mean, I think it'd be a good fight. He ain't gonna get it, but it's a good fight.
Yeah, it's definitely not gonna happen. I mean, Max ain't coming back to featherweight anyway.
No. I can see Steve going up. He's a big dude.
Yeah, he's a massive featherweight. You're right.
Yeah. Shout out to Lane. Appreciate you,
Lane. Always good to see you, Lane.
Hey, them Pacers, man. They, boy, it ain't going well. It ain't going well right now. I think that's the real Lane. Maybe he's got the same thing. Anywho, let's the World Series.
Bro, how about that World Series? That was a phenomenal series all the way around. Game 7 lived up to what Game 7s were supposed to be. Everybody was on the edge of their seat. It was must watch, and I'm happy for the MLB just to have a World Series like that. And I can only imagine what the ratings were because it was must see TV.
Ooh, the ratings were even bigger than the NBA Finals. So if that tells you anything, obviously most of the time people are comparing the major leagues to the NFL, to the NBA, and the fact that, obviously the Dodgers being in there doesn't hurt. But the fact that Game 7 had ratings like that is a big boost for the MLB. So I was definitely happy for them. Definitely happy for the Dodgers. I'm a Dodgers fan, so super happy about that. But the way that the Blue Jays fought in there, I felt bad for Vlad Guerrero. I really felt bad for Don Mattingly on the coaching staff. Like, that dude can't get a break. He can't never win no game. But I was happy about the Dodgers, man. Have you seen all the memes with Kendrick and Drake?
Nah, I haven't seen those. I haven't seen any of them. Go ahead and send me some. Go ahead and send them to me.
Oh yeah, man. I got them. I got a whole bunch of them. I got to send them. But yeah, man, I was definitely happy for them. And the fact that kind of the unsung hero was somebody hitting. What was he hitting out of the 8 or the 9 hole?
Oh, Rojas. Yeah. Bro, the game time home run in the 9th. And it it was theater, bro. Like you could not have drawn up a more perfect ending to the World Series. Like even if the Jays are your team and you were on the wrong side of it, it was a phenomenal game. It had
Yeah.
all the theatrics you needed.
Yeah, Mike Young said he wasn't expected to be depressed by the World Series.
He's
I mean,
Canadian.
the fact that you cared is definitely good for the MLB for sure. Like, how can they? Okay, so you are a former person that played in this, yet I'm pretty sure that you're not watching 162 games.
Correct.
So, what can they do to make us interested longer than just the playoffs? Like,
So I think some of the changes they made as far as like the pitch clock, speeding up the pace of play, I think that's definitely a good thing. But as far as the season, man, I really don't think there's much you can do about that. Maybe have more day games, but then even then it's gonna be tough for people to get there when they gotta work. So it's tough because I mean it is a grind, bro. Like that season is a grind. Like literally, you leave home like the week of Valentine's Day, and then if your team doesn't make the playoffs, you are not back home until the beginning of October.
it's a long, long season. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I would say as a spectator, like I enjoy the long season because going to a game is not as pricey as going to a NFL game because
Mm-hmm.
obviously there's far less, so they need to make more. Um, but just going out there, especially the day games, like if it's a Wednesday day game, love Wednesday day games. But I don't know, man. I don't know what they can do, but I do know that they've kind of got a nice formula with the playoffs and the way that they've kind of expanded them. But
Mm-hmm.
I can't see them making it interesting for 162 games. But
Yeah,
I
because
don't want them to
bro,
shorten it, though. I don't
yeah,
want.
yeah. Bro, just like I was telling you, man, playoff baseball is a totally different animal. Totally
Mhm.
different animal. Like I wasn't fortunate enough to make it to the playoffs in the big leagues, but I played in the playoffs in the minor leagues. Totally different brand of baseball. Everything is magnified. The intensity is at a whole nother level.
Yeah,
And you just can feel it when you're watching it. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. I can definitely. You definitely can.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to next season. I mean, hopefully we can see my Rangers and my Dodgers in the in the World Series. Make me have a conflict. All right, so let's jump to some NFL stuff. Let's see. So the Commanders. So the Commanders are playing the Seahawks, and they were getting blown out. But in the fourth quarter, they decided to leave Jaden Daniels in the game, and he ends up. I think they said he separated his elbow or something like that. There was
I think
something
he
like that.
dislocated his elbow.
Dislocated. Yeah. So, do you think that they made the right call? Because what I've seen is Ryan Clark saying like he had no problem with him being out there and fighting with his brothers, type of thing. But on the other hand, like, why do we have Marcus Mariota if this feels like the prime time to use your backup quarterback? Like, what do you think that they handled that right or wrong?
So first off, something I did see on social media today is this injury to Jaden Daniels. It harps back to the RG3 injury. Both guys got hurt against the Seahawks. Both
Mm-hmm.
guys got hurt on the same yard line. I think it was like the same quarter. Like it was like all these different things that lined up perfectly. And then he was like, if you don't believe in conspiracy theories, he even took it back further to Joe Theismann and Alex Smith. They got injured by the same team, the same, like I think it was the reigning like defensive player of the year. Both broke a bone. So like it's some juju in that stadium, brother. First and foremost. But then on the football side of it, I totally get, leaving your guy in the game because you don't want to send a message to the team like, hey, we're just giving up. Like, yeah, we may be down big. And I'm gonna be honest, like some of those things creep in your mind. but you don't want that to start like finding a place in your mind, because then it's going to be a lot easier to go to it when you have to deal with some adversity.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I feel like once it gets to a certain point of the game, and we're gonna wave the white flag, I just want to live to fight another day. They're not out of the playoff race, and I would rather preserve some of my guys than to try to, make it respectable. But I can understand the mindset, and how that can affect the locker room. But now, because they didn't make that decision, I don't know. I don't know what the timetable is on him returning or whatever it is, but like he's going to be out for at least a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And Marcus Mariota is a serviceable backup, but he's not going to get them into playoff contention, and so it's almost as if you threw away the whole year. So
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where hindsight's 2020, because who knows? Like, you could have left him in the game, and then he puts a drive together, and now your offense starts to get a little bit of a rhythm. And then you go in the next week, and now your offense is starting to click a little bit. So, I mean, these things can always go either way. It's one of those things. Football is a very violent sport. Injuries are a part of the game, unfortunately. And, like, everybody hates to see the stars get hurt, but unfortunately, it's just part of the game.
Yeah. Sucks for them. Good for us, but, as far as Cowboys, but, I don't want to see that dude get hurt.
Just wait. Just wait. In the words of Stephen A. Smith, just wait.
Tired of it. Matter of fact, they said that so Jerry Jones he was on some serious radio show or whatever earlier, and he said that he made a trade, but he didn't say what the trade was. And then you scroll up a little bit on Twitter and you see Max Crosby saying some very cryptic stuff. So you're like, okay, am I putting two and two together? Are we getting Max Crosby right now? I don't know. And honestly, I don't even know if I want to do that. If it were me, like I'd almost rather let's slow roll. I'm okay being below average for the rest of the year and trying to build, the right way. But watch him roll the dice, get this dude, and it don't help.
I mean, y'all in second place in division.
We are.
Yeah. Close, just 3 games behind.
Hey, but you know what? Did you see who Carolina beat?
I did not. Who did Carolina beat?
Carolina. Let me make sure before I say it, because I don't want no backlash.
The Packers. They beat the Packers.
That's who it was. Yep. Yeah. So so are the Packers that bad, or is Carolina actually good? Which actually makes me feel a little bit better about us losing to them.
Really? I think it's just parity. Like, I mean, Carolina's 5-4. They're in second place in their division. You know what I mean? Like, they got a winning record. About time, they finally get a quarterback that's starting to do a little bit of something there. Just hopefully they can keep Bryce healthy. But yeah, I mean, Carolina's kind of been down for a while. It's another one of those organizations that has a tough time like getting out of its own way. So it's good to see, some of these other organizations starting to see a little bit of success.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of parity, you see I got the Colts here as the background. I think that they are very close to being one of the best teams, if not the best team for the moment. But, parity is what it is. The Chiefs lost, but I mean, they lost to the Bills. The Lions lost. They can't be consistent for whatever reason. It's hard for them to be consistent. I mean, Do you think that the league is a lot closer to parity than it was last year?
100%. But I think when it comes to the Colts, man, they're doing the little things to get it done, man. They're winning their games at home. They're undefeated at home. And I think they're 500 on the road. I think they're 2-2 on the road. And I think they're 5-0 at home. If you do that, you're going to be just fine. I think the Broncos are another team in a similar type situation where they're undefeated at home. And I think they're like 500 on the road. So if you take care of business in your building, you're going to be just fine. And shout out to the owner, man. Like seeing her on the sidelines, like taking notes, like, and then when you listen to her talk, bro, you can tell she's all about like trying to find the little finite detail, little detail that can like make the organization better. Like just things that I think most people won't think about. Like she got interviewed and she was talking about how I'm just trying to figure out how we can make us better, how we can make us more efficient. What do we need to do? What little thing can we do here that's going to help us maybe over there? And I personally like to see an owner that's all in and wants to win. I like seeing that.
Yeah, I definitely like the way that she's doing it. She's the attention to detail, the way that she's she's listening but not being overbearing. That's what we run into with Dallas. Is Jerry Jones is overbearing. He doesn't let the football people do the football stuff. And she's not doing that. She's not saying that she knows more than anybody else. She's just, hey, I write paychecks. The money comes out of, the trust that I'm over, and I want to make sure it's going to the right people. And you got to respect that. You got to respect that. Western, he said something fishy is going on. I don't know, dude. I'm not going to argue with them.
I don't know either.
I don't know. He said the show is getting a little too popular. I don't know. I ain't gonna question it. Whatever. It ain't helping. It ain't gonna help me do nothing. All right. So here's a question. Who would you rather run? The Dolphins or the Jets?
Okay, first off, this is an easy one for me. I'm going with the Dolphins. You got better weather. At least you've had some semblance of some success down there in Miami. I know what's going on right now is kind of crazy, but it's also like an attractive place for free agents. Like it ain't hard to convince a free agent to come play in Miami. New York, big media market, you always gonna have support, but on the flip side, like if you ain't getting it done, like they're gonna get you out of there in a hurry. So for me, it would definitely be the Dolphins. And then on top of it, like I spent some time in South Florida, so I'm definitely the Dolphins for me.
For me, it would be the Jets. I realize it's a more difficult media market for sure, but they are the little brothers. So I feel like you can kind of fly under the radar a little bit. Now, the biggest part, though, is the fact that the Dolphins have Tua Tagovailoa, and that's a big contract. And ain't nobody taking that. And so they stuck with that dude. Jets, they have no issues. They got Justin Fields, but they ain't paying him nothing. And the Jets actually have, some decent like cornerstones with like Sauce Gardner. I think that Aaron Glenn is a good coach. So they have some things that are going for them, and they have some of the draft picks. So I feel like the Dolphins, they got too many bad contracts. Tua, they got a broken down Tyreek now. Waddle is great, and then they just traded Jalen Phillips. Like, I feel like they got some holes.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even argue with you on that one. But what I will harp back to, bro, the Jets have not had decent quarterback play till Joe Namath, dog. So all that you talking, they got this, they got that. They never can figure out the quarterback position, bro. And that's the most important part.
That's true. That's true. I think the Dolphins' last good quarterback was who? Tua for a hot second.
Tua for a little bit. Culpepper did a little something there for a little bit when he was there and he was healthy.
Mm-hmm.
What else for the Dolphins at quarterback did something? I mean, obviously Dan Marino.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, but that's still been since Joe Namath.
Yeah, I mean that's still more than the Jets.
We had Chad Pennington. Oh man, yeah, both of them are bad situations. They're really bad, and yeah, they're both awful. I think that they're both the worst situations. I don't know. Cleveland's bad. They got a good defense though. They have a Hall of Famer on defense. They have a pretty good defense. They're the opposite of the Cowboys and the Bengals right now. They have a good defense and a terrible offense.
I mean, before Jamar Chase, Burrow, T. Higgins, Cincinnati could definitely been in there too.
Yeah, they've been having a rough time. Olin said it's tough to be a Saints fan this year. Absolutely.
Yeah. I had a buddy hit me up yesterday, said the exact same thing. He was like, man, it's painful, dog. It's painful.
So the Jets had Mark Sanchez? No.
And the butt fumble?
Mark Sanchez.
But when Rex Ryan was there, though, that defense was elite, though. They was giving Tom Brady some problems in the division.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that's when one of the all-time memes from what's the guy that's on the little one of the little shows, the linebacker, Bart Scott. Sal Palantonio, he was like, can't wait.
Yeah, no, I love that one.
Yeah.
That got him a job on ESPN with that.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
He said, yeah, currently on track to have your worst season since 1980. Yeah, that's bad.
Going back to the Aints.
Hey, but y'all got Tyler Shuck.
Bro, what was the front office thinking with that draft pick, dude?
I don't know, man. I don't know. As long as they didn't get Shador Sanders, I guess.
I thought that's exactly who they were taking when they got to that slot.
I thought he was going there too. I really did, but for whatever reason, Shador can't get out the blocks on nobody, man. I don't know what's going on. All right, I had to change the background to the number one team in the nation, the Ohio State Buckeyes, for now. So Hugh Freeze got fired from Auburn. Well, and this is another one that you brought up as far as like possibly happening, like a few weeks ago. Brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think they're going to do? Like, are they going to go dip into that pool of people that we've been talking about, the James Franklins and all those guys?
So I think Auburn's going to go. I think they got a couple different ways they can go. They'll either go group of 5 and get like a young up and coming guy. I think the guy at Tulane, I can't think of his name right now, but I've been hearing a lot about him the last few weeks. Honestly, James Franklin should get a job somewhere. Like, I don't care. He still is a top 15 coach right now.
A lot of high schools hiring. He can go right on the line.
Yeah. Like think about it. Like what like I get it. Like he doesn't win the big game, but what team wouldn't take a coach that's going 9-3, 10-2 every year? And if you're in the Big Ten and the SEC, you're in the playoffs going 10-2. You know what I mean? So and then on top of it, another reason why James Franklin would be a good hire, you ain't got to pay him that much. He getting the buyout money. You can pay him below what he's worth, and then you can put all that money into the assistant coaches and your NIL deal, and you can get all the players you need.
Mm-hmm.
Like Hugh Freeze's buyout is only $15 million, so it's not like that's costing Auburn too much. But yeah, I think the guy at Tulane, I think his name is Summerall maybe or something like that. But I think he's a good guy. I mean, he played in the SEC, played at Kentucky, knows the South a little bit. So I think he would be a good fit. I don't think Lane Kiffin would go to Auburn, especially with LSU and Florida on the board. But Auburn is, they're behind like 3 jobs. They're behind Florida, LSU, and Penn State.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they're far less attractive than Penn State, than LSU for sure, Florida for sure. Like it's going to be tough. They're going to get kind of some scraps unless they find somebody that just really wants to be there.
Yeah, but honestly, I think Auburn right now though has the best roster to win, because if you look at all of their wins, one possession they lost to Georgia, terrible. They got hosed by a couple of different bad calls. On the road to Oklahoma, another bad call in a game that they could have won. Like, all of their games are one possession, and they got one of the best defenses in the country. It's just their offense is just completely anemic. They cannot do anything offensively right now. So a coach that wants to win right away, it's a lot of good pieces over there on the Plains.
Yeah, it's not a bad look. So one of the games that you are live for, the Texas Longhorns beat Vanderbilt. And we talked about this too, because I thought that Vanderbilt was going to be able to pull that out. But I didn't watch the full game. So,
bruh. Dog, the game was literally over in like the first couple of minutes. Texas gets the opening kickoff, first play of the game, 75 yards on a bubble screen to the house. And I was like,
was it Wingo?
Yeah, Wingo catches the bubble screen and just takes it to the crib. And then they get Vandy turns it over. Texas gets it, puts more points on the board. And it's like Vandy just did not show up for like the first 3 quarters of the game. And then they started to get some going late in the game, and they, made a little rally, but had a chance to recover an onside kick to see if they could do something at the end, but it just wasn't enough. And I'm going to be honest, Arch Manning is starting to mature. He's starting to grow up a little bit. He's starting to look like a different guy.
All right, there we go. That's what we need. So do you think that this, well, first of all, how highly did you actually rate Vandy? Like, were they winning with smoke and mirrors? I mean, Pavia seems to be legit to me, but like, were they winning with smoke and mirrors, or is this like a legit win for Texas?
I think it's a legit win for Texas. I'm not gonna sit here and say I thought Vandy was like a potential national title type team, but this isn't the Vandy we all have known for like all of our lives. This ain't the same Vanderbilt team. This Vandy beat LSU. And I say what you want about LSU, you still got a lot of athletes on that team that are going to play on Sundays. They gave Alabama all we wanted. So, I mean, this is a different Vanderbilt team. And Diego Pavia is a baller. Like, he shows up, he plays hard, leads his team very well. And low-key, Clark Lee, their head coach, might get some looks as well for some other program.
Yeah, I can definitely see him getting snatched. Going to a bigger school for sure. Hopefully the UNT head coach don't get snatched, because I mean, the fact that we beat an undefeated Navy team, it's Navy of course, but they were undefeated. So that definitely helps. We're going up against UAB, which that's another win. I'm pretty sure we're good there. So hopefully our coach don't get snatched up. Like, our quarterback got snatched up and went to Virginia, last year from the transfer portal. But yeah, man, Texas, they're starting to put things together. They got the 2 losses, but like you said, it's SEC. It's SEC ball. Those 2 losses are different. Notre Dame has 2 losses, and I think the 10.
Yeah, but the crazy thing about it is, Notre Dame, I don't think they have a ranked win on their schedule. And number 10, like, their best win are their 2 losses, which is wild. Straight up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand how they're ranked up there. That makes absolutely no sense at all whatsoever. So, what are the big games we got this week? We got BYU against Texas Tech.
Yep, that's going to be the big one. I mean, that's pretty much going to determine who's the top dog in the Big 12. We're probably going to get a rematch of this game in the Big 12 championship game. But BYU's undefeated. Texas Tech is 8-1, I think. That's the big one. Then another big one is going to be Texas A&M playing Missouri. Missouri's a little down because they're starting quarterbacks out for the season. So we'll see if they can do something. But those are the two monster games this weekend. Then obviously we got the annual Bama LSU game. It's not the usual Bama LSU game, but LSU's coming in off a bye. Bama had a bye, fired Brian Kelly. So honestly, it kind of puts LSU in a better situation because as Alabama, you don't know what you're gonna see. You don't know what you're gonna get. It's completely different game plan now. So we're gonna see. It's always a fun game between Bama and LSU.
Yeah, I think Bama wins that by 3 touchdowns.
I hope you're right. Because I don't need to be stressing this weekend.
Lazy said we got those Derek Moneyberg bots in here watching. Who is Derek Moneyberg?
We'll take it.
Derek Moneyberg. I don't know who that. I don't know. But let's see. Let's go into some NBA stuff, man. What do you think is wrong with Ja Morant? What's wrong with that dude, man? What's going on with him?
Bro, I literally think, man, he just doesn't have the right people around him in his ear. And I think he kind of needs like that big brother mentor in the NBA. Like maybe that could be LeBron, KD, Steph, somebody. Like one of the older guys in the league that's got like some tenure where where Ja Morant's definitely gonna respect what they have to say. They need to talk to him, man, and be like, hey, like you got so much potential and so much going on. Like you can't be doing a lot of these things. You got to get it. You got to take advantage of this opportunity you got. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. What's up, Vi? You said so many mods in here. That's because they the homies.
Mm-hmm. They always here.
Yeah, that's how they get the wrench.
If you always in here, you get a wrench straight up.
Yeah. What's up, Juice Man? He said Chi get the yayo. Man, but I agree with you, man. Like I think the days of having solid vets have kind of gone because of how young the vets are. Man, I saw an interview. You probably seen it. It was Charles Barkley. He was talking to VJ Edgecombe and Tyrese Maxey. And Tyrese Maxey is his vet. Man, Tyrese Maxey is like 22 years old.
Bro, it's wild, dude. Like it's the league is just so young, man. Like I remember the days when like the Heat always had Udonis Haslem, just the vet, man, just always showing everybody the ropes, letting them know what it is. And I mean, even in another sport, in baseball, bro, like every team had those vets, man. And when the young guys would come on, they all would take them under their wing, like let them know what everything is. You go on the road to every city, like let you know what to do, what not to do, how to go about your business. And that part of it is very big. And it's one of those things that doesn't really get seen for real.
Yeah. UD is definitely a vet. Like for the Mavericks is Dwight Powell. He ain't supposed to be out there playing. He playing right now, but he ain't supposed to be out there playing. He's a vet. He's supposed to show people how to be a professional. And for Ja Morant, like I can't think of the team has always been so young.
Yep.
And it's good from a energy point, and they were having a lot of fun when they were winning. But when times have been rough and there's injuries, and he went through his whole gun situation, he's just not having fun. And when he's not having fun,
getting into trouble.
Yeah. He's definitely a menace. Not that he's getting in trouble, off the court, but he's just not engaged, and you can tell. A friend of mine, my buddy Wiley, he asked me, he said, "Would you rather trade for Ja Morant or Trae Young. I was like, neither one. I don't want neither one right now.
Yeah, that's tough.
I really don't. Because he's not engaged, and Trae Young don't play defense, and he's hurt.
And he's so small that even if he wanted to play defense, he's just so small, man. He's gonna get picked on, especially in the playoffs. They just gonna attack you possession after possession after possession on defense.
Mm-hmm. Especially in the playoffs, especially in the West.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the East is so bad. Like, it's so top heavy. The records don't reflect that right now. Which actually that brings up these records, these UFC, not UFC, but NBA record draft records. I don't have to show them to you necessarily, but I can tell you what the records are. Let me see if I can find them real quick.
Am I still in the lead?
You are in the lead. So your total record is 34-31. The highest on your teams, the person that's making the highest points per game is Tyrese Maxey at 33.7. Highest rebounds per game, Victor Wembanyama at 13.7. Yep. And the highest assists per game, also Tyrese Maxey at 9.0. Chico is right behind you with 33 and 32. His highest points per game, it's Brunson. Rebounds is Sabonis. And assist is Lonzo Ball. And then me. And what's interesting about mine is I only have one more loss than y'all, but my teams have not played as many games. So I'm 27 and 32. And then my highest is actually the leader in the league, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Rebounds and assists are both Jokic. So hopefully my teams can play some more games. I mean, I don't know what's going on. But the league is, I do this and put all these together, and the league is just really weird right now, especially with and all the injuries that happened in the playoffs last year. Like, you can see it affecting the league, especially the East, so heavily. So yeah, it's pretty nuts. Wait a minute. Herzog is being investigated.
Yeah, I did see that today. I did see that.
It's so funny because we were talking about you, Olin, because I asked on the last episode what ref was it, last one or the one before, what ref you would want if you were in a fight, and Crossover said Jason Herzog.
I did.
So I don't know, man. I can't see that. I can't see Jason Herzog. He doesn't seem like. But I mean, I guess you never know. But he doesn't seem like that kind of guy. But they don't get paid much.
I don't know at this point, man. With the whole Terry Rozier, Chauncey Billups situation, and then on top of it, more and more stuff is coming out on the guard that played with LeBron in Miami. Damon Jones. Like, bro, anything can happen when money's involved. Anything can happen, because people can't owe people money, and if you owe the wrong people money, you're in trouble.
Yeah, dude, like sports, it's just gonna taint everything, because like this feels like sports is the last like real reality television that we have. Even reality television is not really real. It's scripted. So like sports is the closest thing that we have to that. And if the whole thing's corrupt, like it makes you not even want to watch nothing. It's going to be like that.
Yep.
Because the powers that be, the people with the money, are the ones that are dictating who wins and who loses. And now we're watching pro wrestling.
Yep. Where do we go from here? That's the question. Where do we go from here?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if they find out that Herzog is involved, like, he's out. Like,
you gotta go.
how do they safeguard and make sure that these things don't happen? Wester said nothing is real. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know no more. I don't know. But I mean, I hope that they figure this situation out, because I mean, I feel like we almost like swept everything else that happened with the James Krause thing. We almost kind of swept it under the rug. Ain't nobody said nothing about that in forever, or any corruption or anything being thrown. But now people are going back and looking at fights and being like, man, that looks a little fishy there. Like,
yeah, and then on top of it, we only see the same 3 to 6 judges on like all the big fights. Anyway, that can be another angle. Like, I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but with some of the decisions we see.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, speaking of, I know we offer the UFC thing, but I gotta ask you about this: the Ketlin Vieira against Norma Dumont fight. Now, mind you, I picked Norma, but
bro, I'm right there with you. I picked Norma Dumont. I thought Ketlin Vieira won that fight. Clearly, I thought she won the fight.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. Yeah, all the T's gonna be in the court documents. Yeah, yeah. Olin said if the refs are part of it, we move to AI judging. You know what? I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I honestly don't. I like there being the human perspective being part of it. I'll give you an example. Like in obviously this is another area where you have a unique perspective. You remember years ago they were talking about, and I think that they tested this in the minors, where they had the AI judging the pitches.
Robot umpires, yep.
Would you rather have that or the real umpires?
I would prefer the robot umpires 1000%, bro. Because when I tell you the human umpires are so bad. And then on top of it, like something else that people don't realize, especially in baseball, if you're like one of those guys or you got a name, your strike zone is totally different from somebody else. You're gonna get some treatment that everybody else ain't getting. And that part of it, like I understand it, it's the human element. But if it's AI, bro, and it's just everybody knows what it is and it's just even across the board, I got no problems with it.
So do you feel that way goes like across all sports? Like, do you want AI judges in the UFC? You want AI refs in football?
So I wouldn't want it in football or UFC. The way I would like it implemented in the UFC is make it an addition, like allow like keep it where like we can see it, or like it keeps track of like all the strikes and everything, and that way like it's out in the open. We can see it. We the audience can see it. Like you don't have to have it like cage side for like the fighters and all that, but I think it would be cool just for something to be in addition to. And then like allow the fans to like, I don't know, like we're all watching, we all got our phones right there, like select who we think won the round and put that on there as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, those are the things that like PFL should be testing. But I don't know, it's something about the human element that makes things interesting. Now, obviously, sometimes you're on the wrong end of it, like the Mavericks in 06 when Dwayne Wade was getting all those foul calls. Obviously I hated that and I didn't think that all those were legit, but even in losing that, I still would have wanted an AI or a robot ref. And I think maybe it's just being a purist. I like it the way that it is. It's just the old man, on the porch type of situation. Old man
don't like change.
Don't like it. Don't like it. Just like I was saying earlier, in the stream, like, I don't want to go to anything less than 162 games in baseball, 82 games in basketball. Like, I want it the way that it is. I was mad when they moved from 16 to 17 games of football, but just don't like change. But when you're running into corruption and things like that, like you do have to look outside the box and be open to that type of change. The cat is out of the bag and we're not putting it back in. Yeah, disciple index, like discipline. I don't know why I said disciple. Discipline index. AI can be corrupted too. It can be.
Yep.
It can be. 100%. Man, this was a good show. We touched on a lot of stuff. Did I forget anything? I don't think.
No, I think we covered it all.
Are you gonna do a live for any of the games this week?
For what? Any of the NBA games?
Or any games really?
So I'll probably definitely be doing a college football watch along this weekend. Probably like I usually do the early game, and then if somebody wants to do watch along for the UFC like later that night, I can jump on that too. But as far as like during the week, like maybe like an NBA game or something like that, like I might start doing that if people in the chat want it. I'll definitely do it.
Yeah, especially if it's a big game that's on Peacock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I might jump on one of those. For whatever reason, like, yeah, Peacock I've had no issues, jumping on and watching the Peacock games for sure. But yeah, the NBA, since the NBA is back, and it's always pretty much exciting, especially if it's an NBA Cup game. Those actually have a lot more intensity in them. So those would be good to do some watch alongs for. But cool. So yeah, for everybody, including do one for college volleyball. Hey, I'm going to a college volleyball game in a couple of weeks. SMU game. Remember I was telling you about that
Mm-hmm.
one girl that jumped out the gym? Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we going that one.
I love that intensity right there, dog.
Oh yeah, we going. Yeah. There's the NBA watch along would be cool. Yeah, we're gonna definitely do that.
Yeah, I did the NBA finals last year. I'll probably bring some out for the NBA games during the week.
Yeah, check the schedule out, see what's up.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. But yeah, man. So for everybody that's in the chat, I appreciate y'all jumping in. For the lurkers and the bots, appreciate y'all jumping on too. But yeah, man. Until next time.
Peace.
Thanks for watching Crosswalk. Come back next Monday to chop it up.
So please, whatever.